So, if you've been on the art side of social media, you've heard of something called same face syndrome. I want to make a video practicing some character designs for a future comic I have come up with. And obviously, if you've looked at my art, I am a victim of same face syndrome. Even though actually you're not a victim to that. You're digging your own grave with that one. So we're gonna try and avoid that as I create 3 different characters for this comic, and I'll get into all of that in just a moment. But I just want to talk about it can be kind of controversial, which it shouldn't be, this whole idea of same face syndrome, because some artists are like, oh, it's just my style, and that can be just your style to choose, to draw the same. And same face syndrome doesn't just mean same face, it can mean like some same body type, same like everything, like your characters just all look the same with slight differences of like color or outfit or style or whatever. So it's just hard to really tell the characters apart if they were like, if all those special attributes were stripped away. And like I said, I've obviously, if you look at my comic that I'm working on, I pretty obviously have that problem. So that's why we're doing this practice here. And if you really want to just be like, that's just my style, I'm gonna keep drawing what I want to draw. And you know what? You do that. That's your free will. You should have the freedom to draw whatever you want to draw. And I absolutely support that. Go ahead. But in my position as an aspiring comic illustrator, when you're coming up with so many different characters and you got to draw all these different characters interacting with each other, then it's really important to have a distinction between all your characters, right? So in my position, I feel it's really important for me to practice that. Okay, so we've got a blank canvas right here. So my characters, oh, well, I should start with, I'm going to turn on my drawing guide. Maybe make it a little bigger. Usually if I'm drawing characters in a row or drawing like a full body design, I feel it's important to have that grid system, to be able to measure whatever, to measure parts. So I always sketch with Mercury, so that's what I'm going to, and I usually sketch with a pretty saturated color. The most important thing when it comes to character design is shapes. It's all shapes. Drawing's just shapes, right? I'm drawing 3 characters. It's going to be 2 dudes and a chick, I think. And they're part of a comic idea I have following this kind of group of goth kids in a small mountain town in the 90s. So I wore the shirt appropriate to the occasion, even though I look like a poser and I've been accused of purchasing this shirt at Target. And I didn't get it at Target. I got it from Rock America. Thank you very much. So anyway, let's get into it with the first character. And I'm only going to sketch them for this video. I'm not going to go all the way through and complete them. We have the first guy. He's kind of he's the head guy. Of this group of these goth kids, and they are, I want them all especially just to look, because their style is going to be very similar to each other, so I want them to be very different physically. I want them to have very, very contrasting body types and face shapes and all that good stuff. And it's going to be a little hard for me, so we'll try it out. But this is going to be the head guy, I think. So I want him to, he's scary, he's intimidating, and he's got a very macabre presence about him. So we're giving him long features, I think, and he's going to be pretty tall. I'm going to give him maybe a Dorito body. So this is the top of his body, and then it'll be straight down. And I'm going to have to continue kind of sizing down there. Then I think his legs are going to be much longer than the rest of his body. And I'm not really going to be putting them in interesting dynamic poses for this. I'm really just focusing on making sure they all look pretty distinctly different. I want his feet maybe kind of long too. Everything about him is just going to be elongated and off-putting. He's got big shoulders. I think that's good. Have big broad shoulders, and he's gonna be thin, nice and thin and spooky. Probably long fingers. So we're off to a good start. Let's give him a longer, oh, forgot that was on. Let's give him a longer neck. There we go. Okay, so we've got a good start for the first guy. I mean, you can tell he is elongated. Let's See, I do this all the time where they're always leaning like Michael Jackson. That's not cool. They shouldn't do that. So anyway, that's a little fun trick I just showed. If you're wondering why your art piece might look a little off, all you have to do is flip it and then change what you might want to change. And then I can flip it again. It looks better. Except I can't help but want to tilt him that way just slightly. I think he looks okay. I think we can move on from there realistically. I think it's a good starting point. So now I've established that this line right here is where the characters are going to be standing. And I want him to be the tallest and the largest. So I think that's we got a good start with him. But now the others are going to be shorter and less elongated. I found this at a garage sale. Isn't that kind of cool? Paid like $1 for it. So now let's continue to the next character. I think I want to draw a girl. The girly. And I definitely want her... It's hard because I know in this group of characters in this comic, there's going to be a few. I want there to be at least maybe 6 or 7, right? So I have like so many ideas for them and how I want them to look, but I just need to like contain myself with only 3. I think actually what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to have her on a completely separate layer just so it's going to be easier to move her around how I need to. Okay, I don't want her that short. Bring her up here a little. I want her to be, I think, thicker. I do, because we're not going to have a whole bunch of little anorexic characters running around. Okay, so like that. So I might as well give her small feet too. Cute little feet, because she's looking so dang cute. I think her legs are going to be a little thin, perhaps. Oh, and her torso is kind of small, but I think that's okay. Or her body. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So now her hands are just gonna go off to the side like that, I think. We're getting things moving along here. I like her. I like it. Her head's a little big. And see, it's hard because I really want to have a happy medium between having proportional characters but still cartoon characters. And that just comes perhaps with discovering my style, but that looks fine. That's simple. Let's flip it. I think she passed the test. I think she's okay. That's okay. We'll work on a little things. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine. Okay, now we'll have another layer for the second guy, and I think I want her to be him to be just a little taller than this chick I got right here. So maybe we'll place his head right there. Maybe his head will be a little small. I kind of want him to give him a round face. Yeah, a little bit of a round face. Now, very square body. I think a very square body and a longer body too, since the others have shorter bodies. So now his torso or his waist is about where hers is. All right. I am happy with how this is coming along. Maybe his legs can be thicker. I'll give him thick legs because the other 2 have thinner legs. Look at that. Forgot to give her knees, the chick. She's got no knees. That's okay. Oh, let's move him off to the side a little. Give them more room to breathe. His arms are going to be close to his body, but I think they're still going to be a little thin. Little thin arms, perhaps. Yeah, let's test them. Oh, wrong test. Not too good there, bud. Not too good there. I think that's okay. Oh, see, every time, I don't know what's wrong with me. Whatever, that's okay. We'll get better eventually. Well, there we go. We got a great first start, I think. You think? We think. Time for the next sketch. What I'm going to lower the opacity. Maybe make it a little, yeah. Make a new layer. All the way to black we're going. And yeah, I guess I'm going to get started. So I'm going to be honest, if I were working on my own and if I dedicated a large chunk of time to be working on this, I would continue to edit and make more sketches on how they look like. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to keep things simple, right? So I've got this great first base sketch. Now I'm just going to actually work on the clothes and their faces and their hair. And you know what? I think I'm going to make this a little smaller, give more room for their hair. In case I want it to be real big. The characters are really this guy right here to the left. He's more of the main character versus the rest of them are more so contributing characters. I almost want to say they're, I don't want to call them side characters. Well, they're kind of side characters, but I do want them, despite not having a lot of words or time, screen time, FaceTime. What am I trying to say right now? I want them to still have distinct personalities. So I'm going to show that, especially with how they look. So this main guy, though, when it comes to his submersion in the goth subculture, he is a lot more into the literature and into the poetry of things. He is a romantical goth, you could call him. Definitely inspired from more new wave electronic versus like rock, classic rock and punk type. His hair won't be teased. Oh, and let's continue with the facial structure first off. We deemed, I mean, he's intimidating and he's a scary character, so his eyes I think are gonna go down like that, and he'll have a nose that shoots straight down. So his whole figure is very what am I well, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about because you've been here the whole time. We're going to continue. He doesn't have a very obvious jawline. I think it's gonna go right up like that. And his ears I think are gonna be long too, just for fun. And he'll have a little piercing on his ear. I almost want to give him just one piercing, but I think he'll have one on both ears. He'll have a little piercing just right there as well. Oh, and you know what? Maybe he likes dangly earrings. No, maybe we'll just keep him like that for now, and we'll get crazy later down the line. Just like that. And his eyebrows are thin. Just like that. He doesn't tease his hair, he keeps it straight, and in fact, he perhaps likes to keep his hair a little long, I think. So the last thing I want is for him to look anything like Marilyn Manson, but his hair is going to look a little bit like Marilyn Manson's. But he has white hair, I think, is what I want for him. I think, I kind of want him to look like a vampire. So he, being more inspired by the literature and the poetry, his style is going to be based off the the late 1800s Victorian type Dracula, Frankenstein era is what he's into. So we'll give him like an amulet like that, I think, and he'll probably like wearing a collar. However, I still want him to have kind of a grunge look. So he's going to have a turtleneck underneath so that he can have sleeves, I think. Is that grunge? Maybe it's kind of grunge. It's got the little fluff thing right there. I want to give him a vest. Yeah, I think I'm going to give him a vest. He's extra. He's extra. That's what he's going to be. Okay, so then he keeps his sleeves rolled up so that the sweater turtleneck he's wearing underneath can be seen. Seriously, just long talon fingers. And maybe the turtleneck will do that. I think so. I think just for coloring idea, we're gonna go like that. But I think all his clothes are gonna be darker for sure, so that his hair kind of like shines. I like how he looks so far. I like him a lot. Don't know what shoes I want him to wear though. I don't know if I want him to have dress pants. Or I mean, well, yeah, he's gonna have dress pants. I don't know if I want him to have dress shoes or boots. I think we're actually gonna go with boots that strap like that. Yeah, that was a good decision. I like the long hair as well, just because the societal norm is for men to have shorter hair. So his long hair shows a sense of dedication, I think. Dedication to the craft. And I want his nose definitely pointing downward. He's got no facial hair. Not that he can't grow any, but he shaves it off the same way he shaves his eyebrows to be really thin. Let's see him without that. I like him. Okay, so now on to the chick. I think I am not going to shave the sides of her head, but for other characters, definitely is the plan. So I think I want to give her that kind of the character from Beetlejuice, whatever her name was, because it's been so long since I've seen that movie. Give her those sorts of bangs. Her ears are going to be smaller. She's definitely having earrings. She'll probably have big earrings, actually. That I think will be cool. Something vintage she took from her mom's jewelry box. And she's going to have a little button nose. Little button nose. She's definitely wearing lipstick. She'll have little dimples like me. I've gotten into the habit of drawing my characters with dimples because I like telling people this just because it makes me feel good. But I used to be insecure about my dimples till I started working at this drugstore where like people who shopped there were primarily older folk, and they would compliment my dimples all the livelong day. They loved my dimples, and ever since then, I've been so happy about them. Anyway, so her hair is going to be teased up all crazy like, for sure. I mean, all directions, just electrocuted. On my computer screen, I actually have some like inspiration photos, even though I kind of already have an idea of what I want these characters to look like, but just further inspiration definitely helps. I think I'm going to give her big puffy sleeves. I'm super excited too because I know I'm going to have another female character, so any attributes that I am missing on this one, I'm going to have on the other one. She's going to have a smaller chest. Uh-oh, I said chest. Uh-oh, I'm drawing female anatomy. Uh-oh. Anyway, she's probably going to have a lot of jewelry because already she looks kind of like a fashionista. So that's probably what she's into. Something, oh, this necklace, no, this necklace up here is going to match her earrings. And she's going to wear a dress. I don't know if I want the other one to, but she is going to wear a dress. Ugh, I love her already. Love her like she was my child. She is my child. I don't know if I want her to have fishnets. Because, I mean, she's looking... I don't know. I think I'll give her fishnets. I think that'll work. She's, her style is looking more 80s than 90s. But I think that's okay. Maybe that'll be her thing. That'll be her personality, is she's more into the 80s versus the 90s. And the others are gonna, their style is gonna be more in the era. I haven't done her eyes yet. I don't want to give her large eyes. I think she's gonna have small eyes. Yep, just little eyes like that. And definitely her makeup's gonna be awesome. She's gonna have big eyelashes. She's the fashionista. She's the 80s fashionista. No eyebrows? We'll just go with thin eyebrows for her. And that is what she is up to. Maybe the other ones will have more dramatic makeup. I think I like her a lot, actually. She looks great. And then, I won't give her fishnets, but I'll give her some sort of torn up glove thing. Or should it be lace? Ooh, no. That's a little too romantical. A little too romantic. So we'll make her look just like that. She's got little fingers. No, she's definitely wearing tights. And she'll probably just wear little Mary Janes. I don't know. I'll give her Mary Janes for now, but that could probably change, I think. I don't want them all wearing boots. That's not a, I don't know. Maybe because they're all high school students, so maybe she transferred from a private school, and that's why she's got her dress and her Mary Janes. She'll have fishnets tights, though. Let's take this off. She looks good. Her dress is definitely black. Kind of want to give her more jewelry, but that's okay. She'll wear rings. She'll definitely have rings. I'm just not going to show them. When did Beetlejuice come out? '88 on my birthday, March 30th. Now that is something. That's kind of cool. So anyway, so it works. Let's say she's from a private school. She watched Beetlejuice and she fell in love with it, so she started doing her bangs like that. Unless I'm really thinking of a different character, but I think it's Beetlejuice, whatever her name is, Lydia or something. Lydia. That's always, if I don't know a female's name, that's like my go-to. Is it Lydia? Anyway, maybe her name should be, because they don't all have names yet, but I really like Lydia for her. That works so good. And a lot of them, their names are going to be just nicknames that they call themselves, just to be more dark for funsies. I like her. Okay, so let's go on to the final guy. Okay, I don't know if I want him. Maybe he's going to be kind of like a dick, like egotistical music snob type. I don't know. Or should I all leather? See, now I'm so, I don't know. Maybe we'll make him pretty mutual. We'll make him a happy medium. He's gonna have big eyes though. I want him to have big eyes. And there he is. He's definitely gonna have lipstick as well. He's got a little smile. And he loves his black lipstick. Or maybe he'll have purple lipstick. Maybe that'll be his favorite color, is purple. I kind of want to give him a button nose too, just because I think we're going for more of a. Maybe he's cute. Maybe he's just a cute little guy. It's hard. I'm like pretty conflicted, but I just need to, because I have so many ideas, but I need to remind myself that there's more characters to carry out those ideas for. But I think he'll be into piercings. Maybe he'll have a nose that goes out like that. Yes, 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 yes. I want to give him nose piercings, but maybe I'll refrain for now and we'll decide in a moment. He'll have big eyebrows, for sure. I like him. And maybe I'll shave the sides of his head. You know what? I know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to like it. This is going to be awesome. He's going to have on one side. Reminds me of a mutual of mine online who kind of has his hair like this. And that side of his head will be shaved. Yep, that is awesome. But he'll still have some hair coming out like that, I think. See, the problem is this is kind of 80s too. It's just, well, that's kind of like, I don't know, it's all inspired by the 80s, but it's like takes place in the 90s. And I don't want to go any earlier than the 90s, honestly. But you know, it works. Maybe throughout the comic, people just comment about how they're so out of touch. Out of touch, out of time. None of my head, none around. Yeah, we're gonna give him more makeup. I like him. I like him a lot. Now, what shall he wear? I don't know. Maybe just a jacket and a shirt. Maybe that's the kind of guy he is. Should it be a leather shirt? Kind of like a punk shirt where he's got all this little whatever. No, I think I'm just gonna give him he'll have padded shoulders too. Nice big padded shoulders. I kind of want that on my other female design. Whatever. We'll go with it. We'll go with it because none of this is permanent anyway. And it'll be something maybe that he thrifted too, so he had to sew a patch into it, but that's okay because perhaps he likes sewing. Maybe he's a little feminine, and that is cool. Maybe they all like to sew. I think that'll make sense. They all kind of like to sew their clothes. Yeah, he's got a nice sports jacket. I love that. It kind of looks like Frankenstein's monster. Awesome! And then his shirt. Okay, so here's the thing I always get like stuck on is, do I want to make cultural references or do I want to make adjacent cultural references? So like I could give him a Cure shirt, but then it's like, okay, so now there's this connection to our world that this comic has, so everything should be accurate. Like maybe where it's based on should be a real town in a real state versus being like an anonymous mountain town, and I can come up with wherever it's from, right? So that's always what I like get stuck on. But for now, let's just give him any sort of shirt. What is his type of music? Nothing hard. Like, well, nothing like Sisters of Mercy. Let's see. I'm gonna go through and find some inspiration. Oh, you know who I like? Oh, but I don't even know how old their music is. I love listening to goth bands, and you just kind of think like, oh, Depeche Mode. That's gonna be his band. That'll be his band. We should just go with the classic Violator album cover. Okay, I like him a lot so far. Except he looks like he's leaning too much. See, and I bet if we take it and we flip it, yeah, he's leaning a bit. Whatever. And his pants. We'll give him some fun. We'll give him chains, I think. What I love about these, like, making characters too, is just like, I understand with characters it's supposed to be mimicking an aesthetic. Because they're not humans. So they should fit whatever mold you put them in. But for these guys, I can't help but just be like, you know what? They're not into just one thing. They have multiple interests that inspire their style instead of being just like addicted to one thing. Because, I mean, first off, what's the fun in that? Okay. And second, I'm not going to be an elitist over here and be like, well, actually, because in this year, 19... You know what I mean? I also want to give him docs. Got some sort of cargo pants. But he'll have gloves for sure. See, because now his style is a lot more punk, I think, with the chains and the combat boots. So then I want to give him a more punk band shirt, but what, I don't care. We're just sticking with what we have here. And I think that's good. I think they look pretty good. I would argue that they just look good. There you go. Give me 1 second and I'll keep talking. Keep yapping. Great. Okay. So anyway, this was like just a quick example, I guess, of practicing different body types, different characters, different everything, whatever. I'm having a hard time finding my words, but that's okay. Yeah, I really like how they came out. I'm really excited to explore more styles and concepts with the other characters. And I'll do better at kind of like fitting them into a mold, even though I just talked about how I like it makes them more human to have multiple interests that their style is based off. But I do feel genuinely like it's important for fictional characters to be able to be more linear, I suppose. So anyway, all that to say, it's really important to me that I continue to grow my style by stepping out of my comfort zone with the same face syndrome and practicing things like this that I don't usually practice. So I hope that you enjoyed my walkthrough about that, and I hope that you are inspired to do the same thing. Anyway, with all of that being said, I am excited for the summer to be making more content. I'm excited for when I'm done reading my current book. I'm going to make a little video about that. And I guess I should also formally say, I don't remember if I said this in my last video or not, my video about the time lapse. But thank you guys for all the support on the Blood Meridian video. That was really awesome. And it's fun trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing. It's like throwing wet spaghetti noodles at a wall and seeing what sticks. So with all that being said, oh, just one more thing actually. If you are into the goth subculture and if you would actually like to see me do my makeup looks, maybe I'll do a video of that. Maybe. Not totally adjacent with what I'm doing with this YouTube channel, but if there's any interest in that. Thank you for watching, and happy Halloween. Okay.